that thing in there. And use that right here. They all come with it. But yes, it should come with at least two brass guides and the nickel guides. This on the right hand side has the lip on there. You don't need a pin on the right hand side. You need a pin on the left hand side. Well, this, for some reason that guide was not cooperating. The guides to be engaged, which they are. You remember you did the little rotate thingy there? And you click. You have to, yeah, I just don't want you to be in the way. Set this cam. These two things are cam rollers. The cam rollers are attached to the gripper arm. And what they do is they open and close it. So when the grippers are rotating, when you're going to use the guides, you have to put this cam in an up position so it opens the grippers when the press is closed. So the way you do that is you remove this screw. You have to take it all the way out. Take it all the way out. Move, put it back in the hole, and just move it up. Wiggle it around and get it threading in there, and then you tighten it. You don't need to tighten it too tight. It's not going anywhere. Just snug it like that. Now, the grippers are going to open at the correct moment when it takes the sheet into the guides. Okay.
Otherwise, it just never lets.
Push that down and turn this counterclockwise. Lowers this. Okay, about there. Move that out of the way. This thing here, the left-hand side standard is going to be pushed all the way over to the stop, and this stop is set for the brass guides right now. If you want, and can everybody see that? Come around if you can't see it. But when you're using the brass guides, you never even move this thing. The only time you would ever move this is if you were going to use the nickel guides, and you're not going to want to use the nickel guides.
And the nice thing about Heidelberg,
Cardboard, old paper, cut up an old phone book and put a piece of cardboard top and bottom. You want to stack, or you could even use a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. You want it to be slightly smaller than the sheet that you're running. When the table comes up to the last 25 or 50 sheets, the table is pushing on the sheet steadiers, and they get out of whack. Problems are picking up doubles on your last few sheets. So everything that you print on a windmill, it doesn't take that long to do it. Just get some old scrap paper, anything, cut it 1/8 of an inch smaller than this, or 1/4 of an inch smaller, and then put tape to hold the edges together so it's like one solid piece. This isn't right now, but I don't have one handy. So this is the paper we're printing on. This is my block to keep the paper high enough to where the table rising does not hit the bottom of the sheet steadier. Does that make sense, everybody? These are the sheet steadiers. Sheet steadier bar, sheet steadiers. Okay. Now, this is really easy to do, so I'm not going to make everyone do it. You just push that over all the way. You put your paper in there, and then this thing will do this. So what you want to do is move that back and forth so that it's parallel. Parallel, it's real easy to do.
Okay.
And then you tighten that.
Just pivots.
Yeah. Okay. See these things? See, if yours don't do that, that means you've got to take it apart and clean it, put it back together, and get it so it turns like that. And there's also an adjustment thing there. So you bring that over until it almost touches the sheet, and then you tighten it. What you don't want to do, and new people tend to do this, If you push this too far, it'll actually cock this thing. See what that did? See that? It went like that.
Yeah.
You don't want it. You want it to be solid, resting down. So when you're bringing it over, you bring it over, and while holding this steady down, and you don't want it up against the paper, you want it about a 16th away from the edge or a 32nd away from the edge of the paper. Okay? When you set these with cardstock, you want these to be about a 16th of an inch from the back of it to where they're centered on tightness. Open the ones that are over the sheet. And that one's closed because it's not on the sheet. Any questions?
And when you get that,
The amount of air blast and the height of the blasters. Okay? The height of the air blasters is controlled by this. Up, down, up, down. Okay, I'm going to start with that all the way up. Blasters. I'm going to use maximum. This I'm going to leave open almost all the time. I'm going to let the press run and let the pile come up by itself. And it's coming up too hot. So, see it coming up? See the pile moving up and the table? Looks like we did a good job right off the bat. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Take the impression lever, pull it out, up and out, there. Now the feed's on, the impression's on. Now run it. Just push straight out.
Oh, I had it turned, sorry.
You only want to keep it turned and you want to stop the press right away. Okay. Okay. All right, now you got to start over now. Okay, now you're